Well, greetings. Thank you for joining tonight's broadcast by Divine Fifth Dimension. Okay, alright, I'm not gonna do, I got questions like from, 17th, 20th? I'm on the 20th for some people, for the most, so, November 20th, so, give you an idea how behind I am. Doing what we can. Let me tell you, Astral is heavy. I'm not on Kratom, I didn't take any of that. Whatever the hell is going on in Astral is heavy, so. Alright, we have a Prime Creator here. So, Secret Society is something he wants to go into, so we're going as long as we can. Alright, so blessings, and here we go. Greetings to you as the Prime Creator, blessings. Manifesting is a very difficult for many. As yes, you don't want to hear it from us, but it is not time to manifest that Corvette or that $1,000,000, because sometimes you don't want what that $1,000,000 brings you, or even what that Corvette brings you. So sometimes thinking about it is more fun than actually experiencing it. But that does not mean you're not manifesting a fourth and fifth, sixth dimension, whatever number you're looking for. It does not mean you're not doing that. As just the material world is slowly shrinking, and will continue to do so, as you call it, the retail or apocalypse. So a lot of those items came from Astral. Of course, everything came from Astral, but many of those objects from in your material world came from Astral that really doesn't always need to be here, so a lot of those things aren't being used. It's also showing that a lot of those items are actually useful in other dimensions, other realities, are not very useful here. So, I mean, vibrations are brought to your world, see what works with it, and if not, we'll just put it on the shelf. As you know, that not everything works out as you might think it would. You know, it's just like an object, a product for everyone, but not all of them are successful, let's put it that way. And a lot of them are not meant to be, but they're here to, even objects, I know it sounds strange, but even products are here to learn. To learn how that product was successful. The energy of the product itself. Yes, the people that created it can sometimes happen to, but not always. So you're going more to an energy of yourself. Secret Society is basically to give you another understanding of the dynamic between male and female. That a lot of females have been sacrificed in their past due to sacrifice, and a lot of males are involved with it. Now think about in your modern era where those two connected and had a relationship. As yes, it might be a fireball relationship. Some are good, some are bad, some are all over the place, whatever it might be. So you're going through a major balance. So some people that are unbalanced are actually connected to basically them and sacrifice them. Not just one lifetime, but many. And healing from that isn't so easy. And hearing about it, is not easy either. So the miracle of your reality is basically you're allowing this energy to come in, at least the knowledge of it, but not necessarily to bring the knowledge to the person. At least the knowledge of these situations, because that means that also if it is somebody that you know, you're getting the knowledge eventually to tell that person when the time is right. So you're gathering knowledge eventually. It goes in storage until you're ready to give it to that person. So there's many dynamics of your reality that has not been fully clear. Of course not. So in your next year, you might get an astral knowledge to a certain extent to put the pieces of this riddle together. This riddle is never meant to be fully put together for various reasons, because this is the hard test world, of course. But self-manifesting is the most difficult, but once again is realizing if something's going to take time, you take time with it. As many ways to manifest everything now, and then 10 days later they get bored and want to go a different direction. So hopes and dreams. Now if you have a dream of a certain situation, it is most likely it is alive in another dimension, another reality, or is being manifested in this reality. And eventually, you start experiencing it, but you are still experiencing other realities. You're downloading of how to handle it when it does occur. Your fish on this world, yes, can use more respect from your society. Of course, they're fish, so they're just swimming around, but they also feel like they need more love given to their energy fields. As some of you might realize, the sea life gets, and of course the animal life, all the animal kingdom, but the sea life does take being taken advantage of in many things that you never even heard of. But there's many situations that happen to the oceans that aren't positive. One moment. So you're going into one moment, like the underground. So your secret society is the knowledge of them. Knights Templar is actually you're scattered around your skyscrapers. The knowledge of them, the statues, mostly through statues. As you bring in more new energy fields, the statue is an embodiment of society. The Statue of Liberty is an embodiment of society currently. Eventually, when that knowledge is learned, you no longer need that statue. So it's actually the statue is warning. It's showing what kind of where you are vibrationally as a collective. So you build a statue to show where you're at, but also it fills up and changes. It might break down. You might not need it anymore. Even your statue of David, I believe it's in your Italy and your Rome. Even that is slowly eroding because it's no longer needed by your society, but it's not ready to leave just yet. It is a living energy there for sure. Is it a ritual? All things are rituals, but there's layers of that here and there. But your secret society has built your society. Your governments is all, yes, as many of you know. The embodiment, basically, for you not knowing, is going to change of when you will start to know more. The shadow energy is going to hide so long. You're bringing more of a positive vortex into this environment. But not just yet. It's happening now, but not at the highest frequency as you'll wish it to be. So basically, secret society is connected to your media, your entertainment. Your media meaning your news organizations, programming people, listen to astral realms. There are versions of that. This is the perfect life, the vacation life. Yes, the third dimensional world. Realize in astral you can connect to anything, and third dimension only connected so much. So you're connected to a world that's kind of disconnected from the universe, sort of, but not fully. It is basically feel like you can teach the universe better. And it is, kind of. It's also testing the universe. The universe also want to kick this planet out of here, somewhere else. But intervention, I intervened, others intervened, that's impossible to occur. As we can't bring in cures for everything, not just yet. You're here to cure yourselves. You're here to heal yourselves. Bring in more, you're basically here to trust your instincts. Trust your instincts is key. And realize that it's connected to spirit, it's also connected to your higher dimensional self. Obviously, physical situations, as for getting out of physical isn't so easy, but some of you have accomplished it and have to endure a great amount of pain to do so. But once again, it's for soul growth. The soul is basically a fractal of the higher self, of course, but it is basically learning lessons that the other souls have not, or it is learning, it's not learning anything. It's doing the same thing over and over again, taking the easy street. But it can only last so long, as many of you are realizing. Third dimension not going to go anywhere anytime soon. But you are healing it through fourth and 5th and 6th and 7th, 8th dimensions. It is finding a new energy field. Yes, there's enough of you believing in more of clearing out poverty. Many of you realize, I know this is hard for some, but poverty is a great teacher. And getting rid of that can be heresy. Spirit guides will go crazy to remove poverty. Because you learn so much, yes, it's very hard. Because the wealthy gets disconnected. They become very immoral. But that's the test. To see where they'll go with it. How far they'll push themselves. That's the test. And they created that for themselves. You have all this wealth and you do good for others, and everything will be fine. But the greed comes in, the ego comes in, and the misdirection flies around. Not entirely, but many do occur with that vibration. There's no threat from your moon, but many of you are warning from your moon, as yes, it is a hidden energy. There's a lot of mysteries within the moon. The moon is keeping your world a mystery at this time. As your moon landing is a mystery, might as well have that mystery there. They say, was it? Somebody was there, wasn't there, yada yada yada. And that's also part of an Anunnaki visitation, because they don't want to make themselves known. But once again, you're coming out of third dimensional thinking patterns. You're going to start to think differently, see things differently. You might see an insectoid being, human, dressed up in maybe in costume, but they're still showing their inside, who they are. So, costume energies do show, is a healing energy. So, basically seeing yourself, what brings happiness to you, whatever it might be, if you long stocking, whatever it is that you choose to dress up as, it is showing that you're coming more into yourself. If you feel comfortable with what you're wearing, of course. If not, it does not work. Oh yes, kratom is a drug that should not be misused. It's not necessarily a drug, it's whatever you want to call it. Is basically to bring souls to more together. Maybe not in the best way, but for your world, it's anything is better than what you've been through. So transition is key. So your next year is going to be activated throughout your middle of the year, actually. Before then, there'll be little activations here and there. You might see deja vu, vujade, whatever it might be. Feel a shift, but during your summertime, people are going to start waking up to their own energies. It might be hard for some, it might be very easy. It's hard to say. Well, we're not saying. So those of you who live alone, if you want a bird energy or something, and no, it's not a carrion being, as some of you might think it is. Carrions are strong here. Yes, they use humans to go against each other through ego, through different samples. So the shift out of third dimension, yes, their secret societies, is an Illuminati invention, basically to hide themselves. So that they'll make that public, but not who they are doing, as many of you have already realized. Another reason for the weather, souls aren't trusting themselves. I know this is difficult for many to hear, but many of you are incarnated, through different relationships, energies, but we'll just leave it with that. So at this time, transition is key for 2020 energies to evolve. So new ideas, new vibration, new whatever it might be, a new phase of reality for you to see things differently. That's when you're going to shift out. The more that you're allowing astral to come in, that's when you shift out of third dimension reality. Realize also fourth dimension has a lot of difficulties here. And fifth and sixth, but mostly fourth. It's getting a lot of attention, but it's not an easy place to go. Depending on what time you're there. It's a place that's going through a lot of deep healing of its own. That's because of your power plant. There's this things evolving. Power energies are occurring, and a shift is coming in. So, meditations will start to flare up to the astral realm to come in more stronger. And manifesting. So, manifesting through astral is not the easiest, but can be done. It's basically visualizing what you want. You go to bed, you visualize it. You can actually connect to it, feel it, see it, live in it. If you truly want it, then it'll get stronger with it. The mind is the key. You might be waiting all day, but the mind is pulling it in. So, concentrate on the mind, you can't go wrong. Not to say everyone with wealth is part of that process, but it is, the mind is key to everything here. Voice, mind, but mostly the mind. Because you're getting text and nobody's going to hear you. Because yes, you're going to open up more telekinesis or telepathic energy, even telekinesis for some. The telepathic energies are no longer going to hide themselves. But it's a gradual process of just allowing new energies to flow in. So, all of you have code breaking abilities within you, such as with media, how it speaks. Is okay, universe, what's the code to unlock these manipulations that's going on? You'd be surprised how much of a code breaker, code bringer, and also breaker if it needs to be. Now, I'll have to pay for a lot of that, but either way. Because when you shift multi-dimensionally, it's harder here. Because yes, people want knowledge, but then again, be careful what you get. Because I want everybody to live in the bathtub, basically, shower together. That will heal the earth a little bit quicker. Because you're no longer afraid of anything. Good luck on that, of course. That's not going to happen anytime soon. But eventually, there'll be some comfort of basically allowing the wall of separation to basically some more humans are going to come together. So, and more males that are aggressive towards females sexually will start to heal, because they're going to find out that a lot of those males are actually sexually abused in other incarnations. So some of them are reacting from their, because they went through it themselves. So they're actually echoing, because they were a victim of an abuser, and now some of them become the abuser. Because they don't know what identity to take. Not realize what they're doing. Where do you think it comes from? It comes from that. Sometimes they get through a trauma is to become it. Unfortunately. So it's just not just randomly. There's a deep wound there. Yes, if a male manipulates a female, just tries to get... There's a lot of inner healing that the male needs to do. Of course, the female can do the same thing, but we're going to concentrate on the male. Yeah, if a female does it, she's just staying away from herself. But with the male, when the male does it, it is a lot of internal trauma that has not been seen, will not be easily to look at. So, those that are abusive come from abusive energies in the past lives. Around 90%. It's an echo. So many of you are nice because you've been probably not so nice in previous incarnations, but I was like, it was for everybody but some are. And some feel like you're coming into the war, but the war has not ended. There's always different wars on this planet. There are worlds where there is no war, but this one is for soul growth. Not easy soul growth, but then eventually everything will slow down. Or speed up, depending on what dimension you're going into. But drama energies are slowing down. We're here to keep this one quick, but blessings to all. Let's see here. The astral plane is being, you can say, redesigned, changed for 2020 energies or in 2021. The Earth is being shifted through obviously through the moon energy, so yeah, expect the unexpected. For slight prediction, let's see. The impeachment, you're going to continue, I don't know, I feel like that's going to fall apart. The whole impeachment thing with Trump's going to fall apart. At least that's the vibe I get right now. But the media is going to gloss over it because they're falling apart themselves. So I feel like next year is going to be a hard year for the media and their BS. People hear all that bullshit. Bullshit. Some people are going to hear that bullshit and just like snap out of their trance and say, wait a minute. and this is what Trump kind of pushes out, kind of ridiculous stuff out there. He's here to snap people out of it too. You could say. Not everybody's gonna agree with that, but it's basically it's to trigger people, but in the right way, to unlock from the prison society that we live in. So eventually, as many counselors here, they're not going to show up here, but yeah, operations are standing by, so they're all ready for a big situation on its way. So, all right, I'll leave you with that. No panic or anything like that. Just be yourself. Live your life. Don't worry about anything. That's right. If you need to worry about death, go right ahead. But there's nothing to worry about. New vibrations coming in for sure. 2020 it'll show up as weather, but there's much more going on. Alright, we'll leave it with that. Alright, this is, yeah, my energy is all over the place because of astral, so hope I feel better tomorrow.